bottom left of the map, winning Antigua. Tying the series up, forcing game number 3 in the red. We have the prime player. We have the one and only
MarineKing Prime.
Oh yeah.
MarineKing Prime. Some of the best hair we've ever seen in pro gaming is on his head. Top right, in the blue, our TSL Zerg. He is.
GSL symbol.
He got his first loss today, broke his streak of 10 wins. See if he can start a new one. 3 wins against MarineKing.
This guy definitely is on a roll. We mentioned it earlier, but I have to point it out again because this happens once in a lifetime. If you are able to reverse all kill in the GSL, you are already a legend. This is something that we might never see again, and it was probably the craziest series that we've ever casted.
Yeah.
But, well,
definitely one of the best.
In the individual leagues, he still has to kind of prove himself. So we want to see how Symbol is going to do. He might drop out here. He might be last in the group. It all depends on this one match. What are they going to do? Once again, Command Center first for the King of Marines. And is Symbol going for the double hatch before he starts with this pool? He's scouting first. He's scouting with a drone this time. He wants to know what's going on, and he sees his opponent's opening. How will he react?
I think he'll go for a pool, or rather hatch before pool again. Saw him do it 2 games in a row. MarineKing's done the same opening 2 games in a row. It just stands to reason that he will do it. He's already sending a drone down there. He's absolutely going to take the fast 3rd hatchery. There it is.
Yeah, there we go. He's already in position. He has the 300 minerals, and boom! Double hatch before pool. MarineKing's opening, very, very economy focused, and Symbol, he answers. He's like, okay, well, if you take an early command center, I will double expand.
Well, I'm really curious to see what sort of composition we're going to see from Symbol in this 3rd and final game. The first game was very Baneling heavy. He did the same in the second game, but he did switch and he transitioned well. He had a few poor engagements, but I think that we'll see a composition more like the one we saw in the second game than the first game. I don't think he's going to try to capitalize, but part of what happens in this matchup is, as a Zerg, you kind of react to what your opponent's doing. What if MarineKing goes for that blue flame composition again with a fast 3rd command center? That's going to make Symbol more likely to stick on the Zergling Baneling tech for longer. But he's double gassing, he's not taking a fast 3rd.
It's a little bit harder on this map to actually defend those 3 bases, because when you play on Antigua, the 3-base play is still something that as a Zerg you feel quite comfortable with, because there's only one big entrance that you have to defend. You can kind of make sure that you spot your opponent early on by spreading your creep, and then you can engage. You can choose where to actually engage him and how to do it. But right now on this map you have the 3rd that is kind of exposed. You can transition over to the natural with the Hellions, can try to attack it to 2 bases at the same time. As soon as you have the star, but you can even start dropping your opponent and still try to hit the natural and the 3rd. So this is a little bit more difficult to defend. The problem on Antigua evolves more on taking the 4th base in the center of the map, but right now on this map, this is in the early game sometimes really a problem for a Zerg player, defending well against incoming Hellion attacks, Hellion Marine. Later on in the game, it's very much about the position in the middle, how you actually approach this, and Terrans can see each other in very, very strong positions, controlling the center of the map, whereas a lot of Zerg players still go for Ultralisk, but on this map, Brood Lords really shine.
Yeah, they shine partly due to the holes in the middle of the map where they can kind of sit comfortably, and also the wide gap that's to the right of the main base. If you have Corruptors and Brood Lords that's sieging the main base from there, that can be quite strong if you control the center. So yeah, you're right. Ultralisk is much less common on this map. Antigua is very different. It's very wide open. There's no holes. There's no gaps for you to really use your Broodlords in. If they are out in the open, they lose their support for a second. They can't retreat. Marines are just going to run under them and kill them. So Zergling Speed has finished for Symbol. Just mined a small amount of gas again, but he is going into the Baneling nest now, taking double gas, putting drones back in his gas.
This is the one thing that I don't really like about Symbol. I mean, he's obviously comfortable playing it like this, but for me personally, as a Zerg player, the one thing that I would like to have when I rely on Baneling in the early game against this, I would like to have a little bit more creep spread. So I would start with 1 additional queen, get 150 minerals in order to make 1 queen happen that can actually get those creep tumors out a little bit earlier. He doesn't do it. He must be very comfortable that he's able to defend without creep. But the problem that he's going to face is that against timing attacks, he will not have creep spread at all, or only a little bit. So banelings will be very, very slow. But we've seen it in the last few games. Every single time he was doing exactly the same style. So he's really comfortable that he will be able to pull it off. But it's really hard to do it. You always have to make sure that you retreat as soon as you leave creep, that your opponent is not able to kite you.
He's cutting a lot of corners with his queens, you're right. And he doesn't even have a spine crawler set up as natural, which is really uncommon. Even with 6 queen builds, sometimes people make the spine, because if your opponent just runs by with Hellions, you're in trouble. Now he sees this move out. He's making 12 lings right now, making 9, 10 banelings as his lair is on the way. But like you said, with no creep, the banelings are going to be slow off creep, and they may have to engage that way. He hasn't even been able to connect his 2 bases together just yet. He will soon, but MarineKing's already moving out on the map.
The better your creep spread, the easier it is to defend against these pushes, because the speed advantage that you have will just help you a lot. And here comes this attack in the early game, and this could do a lot of damage, depending on how he is able to engage his opponent's army. The queens are ready, the injects, they hit, he wants to make sure that he has lava to reproduce. But look at this, look at how well MarineKing splits here. This is the king of Marines after all. The Hellions, they are gone. But so are the banelings, and Symbol just lost a lot of gas.
Yep, and the attack continues. He's coming in here. His units they do have Stim, they do not have +1, and he is trying to take out this queen. It's basic queens alone against this army.
And he has Medivac support now, Wolf.
Yeah, and he's targeting down the hatchery. Banelings coming in, but they are not going to be able to save this hatch. Transfuse will, though. And
oh my god! Wow. Oh, wow.
About 3 Marauder shots away from death.
FML.
I can't believe he actually did that, but it's not over yet. He's got 2 other groups of Medivacs.
He needs to transfuse. He needs to transfuse, and he needs it now.
He doesn't have enough energy yet.
Oh, that dropship. It means business. But the queens are ready. They repel it. MarineKing so close. And think about what he sacrificed here.
A ton.
He had the chance of attacking drones. He had the chance to attack the drones to kill the worker comp, but he looked at it and he was like, no, I'm going to kill this base and I will be ahead. But he wasn't able to do it. And now Sim will do me a huge favor right now and transfuse the hell out of this hatch.
He's building energy. He has now enough energy to transfuse once and immediately does it.
He needs more though. This is not enough. 200 hit points on a hatch.
Well, this was pretty useless.
An SCV fart could kill this hatchery.
Even though the fart's contained within the suit, man, you're right. It definitely could. 11 mutas on the way.
Poke a hole in there, get a lighter, and you will see that hatch going up in flames.
Well, that was the reason why the Hellion was invented, man. It was inspired by an SCV flatulation that occurred.
I can actually totally see this.
This is not good for MarineKing.
No.
Lose several SCVs here. He could have actually fought the army, but it wouldn't have been very cost efficient. He's going to save his lings, may even morph some banelings and come for another attack. But on the other side of the map, he's got the mutas coming in. There's 1 turret in play. He's going to lose these add-ons he's making. He's going to have to cancel them potentially.
Oh, MarineKing. Oh my god. And here come the Mutalists. They take charge and take down SCVs. And he retreats again. MarineKing, he was so close of killing this expansion. This would have thrown Symbol off by so much. But right now, MarineKing is in trouble. He's really in trouble. Symbol, he has the economy, +1/+1. He's going for the infestors. He's even forcing those Marines to retreat. And every single time that MarineKing uses his stim, he loses hit points. There are not enough medivacs. There are only 4. He's trying to kill this armory.
And you know what? He actually started 2-2 before it would have even died. So that was a lot of resources lost by Symbol. Hive on the way. Another hatch going down the bottom right for Symbol. 32 more lings. His 2-2 starting a little bit later than MarineKing's, even though he was going for that armory. And I think he knew it. That's why he was going for it. +1 is on the way for the vehicles of MarineKing. And the worker count right now is pretty even, I would say. It's actually, 74 to 65.
But the problem is, look at the bank. We have 1,000 minerals, we have the gas, the 4th base is building, and MarineKing needs to push out right now, because currently Symbol has the entire map. He can spread creep, he can take bases, he can attack, he can do whatever he wants. And MarineKing kind of knows it. He knows, I have to do something right now. But Symbol is ready for run-bys. He's ready to punish MarineKing for whatever he does. If MarineKing moves out, his natural or his third will be attacked, and MarineKing cannot afford this. There is too much right now for Symbol. The creep spread will benefit the Zerg player by so much, and these upgrades are going to be done soon. We will have the Hive Tech, we will have more Infestors.
Here we go.
Needs to win now.
Lings coming into the third base. MarineKing is way out of position. This is exactly what Symbol is counting on, and MarineKing is not turning around. He is going to commit here. We are going to have a base trade of some kind.
He's trying to go in, but look at, there's
So
going to be
many
fungals.
Infestors.
There are the fungals, the Banelings, and he has to delay it. The base will die. I think it will die, but well, actually, if MarineKing doesn't be careful.
He's actually just going to go back now. He's killed so many SCVs. He can return home to defend. If he cleans up MarineKing's army, he can counterattack and take the game. He has killed neither base. He's not even going for the bottom right base.
God.
I'm not even sure. I don't even know how to... Okay, now he's doing it. I was going to say, it's insane that he's not going for this hatch. At least he can get it for free.
This is currently Symbol's game to lose. The lead that he has is so insane. I have no words for it. This base, yes, it's going to die, but so is the entire force of MarineKing. Here comes Symbol. He's trying to close this down. The Banelings, the Marines die, and now we have also the Medivacs going to hell as all those Mutalisks are trying to chase them down. MarineKing is smart enough to split them up to save at least a few of them, but 2 or 3 will die, and here come the Zerglings.
Here we go.
Oh, careful, Symbol, though. This is a lot of DPS.
That's a lot of DPS. It's a narrow choke point, and the supply actually evens up here. MarineKing has re-landed his 3rd command center. He's making a 4th orbital right now. 3-3 on the way for both players. And significantly ahead, though, is Symbol's upgrades as he begins Ultralisk production.
But I have to actually correct myself. When I said that it's Symbol game to lose, I actually, for whatever reason, I assumed that the 3rd base was killed and not just moved back. So MarineKing, he's still in a tough spot because of the bank that Symbol has and the huge lead on the map. But it's not like he's going to he's definitely going to lose this game. He definitely has a fighting chance.
If he traps these Marines, which he does get several of them, that puts him in a pretty good spot. That was very cost efficient.
Yeah, but I kind of did not see that he actually lifted it. And
no, actually,
my bad.
I feel you on that. Don't worry. Earlier,
I was just completely caught in this momentum of Symbol. But MarineKing, well, right now he has to be very, very careful with the 3rd base, especially because currently there are no defenses. But the 3-3 will help him, and with the two Thors that he's building, he will be able to do something against all those Mutalisks. I like his tank count here. He has still 8 of them, and Symbol though. Symbol is now falling into this mode where he's like, okay, well, I just saw that he has still a lot of Marines. I can't really attack into this, but I have to get additional bases, and he does it. He gets the 4th at the bottom right, and he gets the 5th in the middle of the map.
He's going up to 93 drones, too.
And this is what we talked about earlier, this mid-late game scenario where the middle of the map is where they divide the map into 2 halves.
Yeah, and with Symbol having this many drones, he's going to have so much income, as long as he can keep MarineKing away from him for a while, that he'll have a bank where he can switch to Broodlords eventually, when he wants to.
Very important for MarineKing are now the sensor turrets that he builds. He needs them. At the same time, a Marine force is being killed though, and where does MarineKing go from here? This is about position. MarineKing tries to force Symbol to attack into the siege star position, and if that actually happens, he will be in trouble. Nice! He catches the siege tanks on the high ground with those Ultralisks on the low ground. The rest of the army is trying to follow suit. Does he have enough though? The fungus, that's exactly what he needs. MarineKing!
Oh, insane, that army.
Oh my god!
There was one way to engage against MarineKing's army, and he did it perfectly. Gonna get a fungal here as well. Burrows his Infestors to save them, and the Ultralisk remaining alive, tearing through those units. Symbol taking a 60 supply lead here. And right now,
MarineKing was sieged up very well, but he did not account for those Ultralisks that suddenly just attacked the siege tanks on the high ground.
Yeah, Symbol's economy is out of control right now. He is going to be able to remax. He already has 5 more Ultras popping out. He's making 3 additional Infestors. He's going to attack that base in the center again. And MarineKing, 2 games in a row, takes a center base without a planetary. It's going to be very difficult for him to defend this. He hasn't taken the top left base, for example, just yet. He has another command center started, but he needs to actually have it mining.
Actually, Symbol can now think about transitioning into Broodlords
Yep.
at some point.
He has the gas.
He has the gas, so if he starts a Greater Spire and at least gives himself the option of transitioning later on, MarineKing will be in even more trouble than he actually already is. He's trying to close the gap in supply once again. He is on 4 bases. Let's not forget that he still has this 4th base. Symbol does a ton of damage, but he needs to... There it is, Greater Spire. Exactly, there it is.
He starts +1.
What a game. MarineKing, that he's still... this is just so amazing to see that he's still alive. His mechanics are just so ridiculously good.
They really are, and this engagement is going to be pretty good for Symbol, depending on if he can get his Banelings past the Ultras.
No
and he does.
siege up.
Great bungles.
There was no siege up, and MarineKing, he gets crushed again. Symbol, he actually engages him in the best possible way, at the best timing ever. And now the siege tank count, it's down to 3. He doesn't have any Thors left. He's completely relying on Marine and Marauder. And Wolf, where are the drops?
Well, he's not doing them. I mean, he's got so many medevacs out, still 8 of them, but he just doesn't have the army. If he puts any units into a drop, it makes his army so much weaker.
It was
Nice
just
escape here. Woolly Fungal doesn't have enough energy.
It was so smart by Symbol to always use these Mutalisks that we've seen. With the Mutalisks, he was able to shut down the drop play. MarineKing looks at things and he's like, yeah, I want to drop you because I'm amazing. I know I can drop you at 5 positions at once and I will still be able to micro every single unit. But against Mutalisks, how am I going to do it? I have no chance. So now there are no Mutalisks left, but MarineKing is completely on autopilot here. He is just trying to make this somehow happen and be able to withstand this pressure by Symbol. And speaking of it, there it is again.
Great bungles on
wow.
everything. And, you know, MarineKing, though, actually will clean up the supply fairly well with his splits. And the Ultras are kind of the last thing left here. Will they be enough to actually finish him off? He's got 32 more Lings on the way behind his Overlord drops as well, but he will clean up these Infestors, and MarineKing actually with a pretty nice hold here,
but
considering the situation, especially now he's got a 4th, or rather 5th base up at the top left.
That's exactly the thing. MarineKing with his macro management and his mechanics, this is insane. Symbol had 55 lava saved up when he committed to this attack, and he still had more than 2,500 minerals. He immediately remaxes, as you can see at this point. But the problem is, MarineKing has another base to the top left, and he never neglects what he has to do. And this is so scary. Symbol is now trying to go for the Broodlords. His Greater Spire is done, and he gets another set of Infestors. He must have known at some point that he would lose the last fight. What he could have done a little bit better is trying to save these Infestors a bit earlier, pull them out of the fight, let the rest die, because he was already remaxing. But right now, he kind of needs these Broodlords. He needs these Broodlords. He was able to shut down the mining from the top left, but this is a crazy game. I love how MarineKing is doing it.
I like really as well, Symbol has Zerglings and Banelings spread all over the map, burrowed so that you can see every move out that MarineKing makes. He's going to see this. This is a terrible place to engage. I'm glad he pulled back there. He's going to have to try to catch his opponent on siege. He will not be able to hold this hatchery. I don't feel no matter how well he controls.
No, he will.
Without the brutes.
With the Broodlords, he will. He will be able to hold it.
And they're done, and he can't approach it fast enough.
There are no Vikings. No Vikings. There are no Vikings, not a single one. And now he moves in the Broodlords. From behind, the siege tank's doing some damage. Very cautious by Symbol here. He's not running in with the Zerglings. He knows exactly that he has to wait for the sieging, and there it is. He moves in. He takes the siege tanks. He's trying to go for the fungal. The Broodlords closing the distance. The fungals don't go off just yet. And MarineKing, he's desperate. He needs Vikings, and he needs them now. But does Symbol have enough Infestors? He only has 6, and they will run out of energy eventually.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be hard to seal the deal right now. He's actually going to pull back with his Broodlords. He's got this base down here at the bottom. He's just got so much more economy than MarineKing. MarineKing really holding on here, though. The Vikings have been spotted. He's got to keep them alive. This is actually just so well microed by MarineKing. Symbol trying to find the place to engage. He's going to go Fungal! Oh, Fungal's on everything!
MarineKing, he drops in seconds. The Broodlords uncontested start to take down this army. An amazing game by Symbol and MarineKing. The third game definitely worth the series. Now he lifts his command center, the Corruptors. They focus it down right away to the top left. One of the last mighty bases of MarineKing. Is he able to save this orbital? He's trying to repair, but the Zerglings take down every single SCV. MarineKing MarineKing is about to lose this game.
He is on the ropes for sure at this point. The Infested closing distance. A few more banelings, just 4 of them morphing outside of his third. He's not going to waste any time going for the base of the top, which is really MarineKing's last mining base, as his third is mainly mined out.
Is MarineKing really going to be the player who's coming up 4th in this group? Here come the Brood Lords. 80 supply lead for Symbol. He's moving in. Not overcommitting with the Infestors. Now moving a little bit too close to the army of his opponent, but it doesn't matter anymore. The bases are down. MarineKing's income plummets down to 300 per minute against Symbol's 1,800.
Great bungle here.
This is it, ladies and gentlemen. The King of Marines. He might still try to make this happen, but at this point, this is a vain course. This is...
there's nothing he can do. His command center has been relocated to the top, which is kind of interesting. I mean, he knows he's basically out of money here, and it's not going to be something that Symbol expects.
MarineKing is on his last leg. 58 supply against 106 army supply, that is. The base to the top left, it has been spotted again. There's an Overlord, and the Overlord is like, hey there, how you doing, fella? Now 32 banelings. Symbol, MarineKing is dead. He doesn't know it yet. Well, he probably does, but he tries anyway. If Symbol doesn't go for a smoke now, MarineKing is going to lose this.
Yeah, he's got a large army left. His army supply is 64, though Symbol has 111. I mean, he's got a small force that he can try to do something with, but I mean, this is practically hopeless at this point. Symbol sieging up at the exact place I mentioned earlier, where he's got that hole next to the main base. It's impossible for MarineKing to try to find an opening, and these Zerlings are just going to stop the mining here.
15 Infestors. 15 Infestors. Going back to Brood Lords, the base has been killed. Now and look at this, he has to stim, he's losing energy on the medivacs, they are low on energy as it is. The main base is being attacked, he's losing production. 2 Vikings? Well, no problem. I have a couple of Corruptors of my own.
Yep, he's just going to cap the starport. The Viking is getting taken out. These earlies can unburrow at any time and kill these SCVs, plus 3 flyer weapons on the way. All the production on MarineKing is gone, and his army is...
Double Nidus network now.
That doesn't even make sense.
Well, he can't just make sure that he attacks several places at once and is forcing. MarineKing has such a small force, he can't defend 2 places at the same time.
You're right. He's got half the supply of his opponent in army, so I guess, yeah, if you make 2 worms in 2 locations, I guess that's one way to end the game. MarineKing making 2 tanks at a time, 2 Marauders, and 3 Ultras on the way. Those Nidus networks have finished. He's actually going to have to go home to them before he can actually use them. It may not even matter. MarineKing may not stay in this game too much longer, as he's now going to lose the rest of his production at his natural expansion. He's going for a counterattack. Typical MarineKing style.
He is trying to do some... well, it's cute, but it's not going to matter. Yep. He's walking, he's trying to take down the base, he's trying to make this happen somehow, but look at just this huge force. Symbol would have to really make some major mistake. He already rebuilds everything. He knows exactly... Look at this. He's building so many Spinecrawlers right now at the mining bases that he has. He's already going for an additional spawning pool and an Ultra is coming. He's like, you want a base race? Well, go ahead. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he's already prepared. Now he's going to take out the last of MarineKing's Marines, and then he will be the king of nothing, as there is not much left here. Being bungled on his Vikings, he's knurling Marines. He has neural parasite the Marines and Marauders.
Oh, wow. I have not seen this.
I have never seen this.
This is like... I'm not going to Mana Nexus you or Mana Mule you. No, I'm going to neural parasite your Marines. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the muling and the GG! MarineKing is out of Code S, at least for this season. He will drop to the 3rd round of Code A, and it is Symbol who advances. He has to face Squirtle once again.
He has to face him a 2nd time here. Squirtle was able to defeat him last time with really nice timing attacks. Made it look easy, in fact, so it's going to be a tough opponent for him. But this is just step 1 of a 2-step process to get to the round of 8. MarineKing looking very sad, but he played well in this best of 3, and you know, this was the toughest group in the entire round of 16, so I don't blame him for going out here in 4th place.
It is, as you said, it's the group of death. It's the toughest group right now, and MarineKing, I did definitely not expect him, of all people, to take 4th. But it happens, and it was not like he played bad. He was a little bit unlucky in some situations. His opponents proved to be a bit stronger than he maybe expected. Symbol with openings that we have not seen so far quite a lot. So this was actually like really well done by Symbol. MarineKing, on the other hand, he's pretty sad. He was very disappointed. We just saw that a few seconds ago when we had a shot of him in his booth. He's out.
Yeah, he is totally out, and that was our cheerful we saw earlier that we were talking about.
Okay, that was the one sign. Apparently they decided, well, if the Korean cameraman is actually not going to put us on the screen, we'll do it ourselves. We'll just hold it up.
Yeah, he went for it, man, but he wants pizza really badly. It's too bad he didn't get it. I mean, this is the first time someone's made a cheerful pizza cheerful, and pizza has not come to the studio. He's got to be feeling pretty bad. He probably watched at home. He saw all the pizza cheerfuls. He saw the pizza come. He comes stay with pizza cheerful. No pizza comes.
He should have just gave the sign to one of the girls here and make her look like really sad. Like, I want pizza. That would probably have helped.
Yeah, probably. I would have recommended that strategy.
That usually works. But guys, regarding strategy, Symbol has to come up with some really good strategies against his next opponent, because Squirtle already faced him once in this group and Squirtle was able to win without a problem at all. We said it earlier, he made it look easy against Symbol. Squirtle is a monster, he's a demon, and now he is up against, well, against him once again, so this is going to be a very, very exciting. Will we see the same result? Will Squirtle actually advance together with MC? Will we have 2 Protoss players advance to the next round, or the Zerg player that is still in the run, will he be able to do it? And I'm kind of losing my words. I'm already half in the game.
We're going to take a 5-minute break. We'll see you guys after
I want to see the next match.